create? What is your message to people?
We belong to nature, and we really miss that.
So what is your biggest inspiration?
A totally stupid, idiotic speech from radio, it inspires me. Problems keep your mind sharp.
What is the most expensive you really sold? What was the price for that?
Try to be friends with rich people, and then you make bigger money.
Do you care like what people think about your art?
I am not sure that I am talented. You must be crazy. Get naked and shout something stupid.
Is meditation your only drug?
I'm addicted to art.
Hi Heiki.
Hello.
So we are sitting down with you and Ruslan here in your beautiful new studio. And when people come to your studio and ask you, what do you do? What do you tell them?
Very difficult question. I'm painting, but not actually here. Here I'm representing myself. I'm trying to be the person who is desirable for clients or public or audience, and I try to be as insane as possible to not disappoint them.
So basically what I hear is there are two Heikis, at least.
Really?
One who is in studio and the other one who is the painter. So which one are you more, so to say?
Actually, there's no difference because it's a combination. It's a good combination because as one day consists from day and night. It's the same. I'm one part here communicating with people, other part meditating alone in my studio. Here, actually, this is not studio, it's a studio gallery or something like that. A place where people come in to see what's the result of my creation, but the place where I'm painting, drawing, painting, creating, it's a place of kind of mysterious.
And
this is ordinary.
That's the business stuff around here.
Yeah, this is business.
All right. I have a question. You mentioned that you make this insanity and you try to surprise people, and you also use meditation. Is meditation your only drug?
The best drug in the world is joy. Second one, I guess, is love. And after that comes drinks, food, etc. Drugs, alcohol, tobacco, whatever we name it, it's a good thing if you use them proportionally right way.
Do you believe in the higher powers, like the ancient shamans? They use the tobacco to speak with the gods and this kind of stuff.
As we know, shamans and the spiritual world. And communicating with other sides or higher or downer levels of world. I don't know, do they exist or not? I really don't know. I don't know do God exist, but if some people managing with that, I'm not against. If you do not harm others, do what you want. Believe in whatever kind of God, but don't start killing. But if you're really concerning your creation moments, those days when I'm really
in the flow,
concerned, I'm in my creating, drawing, whatever. You cannot be drunk or high. You must be different way high, like mentally high. You must be energized, like from your ideas.
But how do you get to that state?
It's a work and it's experience. If you are a professional artist, I think every professional knows how to be in that position when you're creating.
But how did you discover that, or you have been in the business, so to say, in the painting business for quite some time now?
It was a surprise to me when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And it's kind of gift of we live in a field. Everything is connected with everything. We may even say that it's stealing ideas or motives, images, whatever you call them. But you must be ready, realize that this is your chance to get that, and you take it. But this is what I told about meditation. Meditation, it's not kind of being in the top of white cliff and you have a beeper saying Om or whatever like that. No, you can even be a bus driver and you're driving and you're meditating. I'm painting and meditating. It's kind of knitting, like old women do, different patterns, and there's a way of living and a way of understanding the world. And for me, painting and creating pictures, it's a way or attempt to try understand the world, how it goes, how it works.
Yeah, and it works for you. But as I understand, it's good that you clarified, because I think meditation is very overrated word, because something, as you said, pretty much. Because again, like for some people, meditation is like taking 10-minute walks every day, running, whatever the form is, where you actually.
Very good meditation way. Yeah.
But how did you discover it? That did you start to paint and then you felt, oh, this is a different world, or how did it come? Because
as I said, it was occasionally it happened to me. Like I was a kid, young boy, like oh my God, it's so good feeling to be in that mode that I'm interested to do something and to put it on a paper or sing even or just run away. That was really good feeling. And in the beginning. I didn't understand that this is kind of touch of Pegasus or
Midas touch, so to say.
I didn't know even those words, but I understood that this is good feeling. It's the best feeling in the world.
Yeah, and I just want to make sure that also the people who are listening and watching, they also understand whatever they do or love. If they got that kind of a feeling, embrace it. Because it's normally people turn away, like it's not normal or something like that.
No, ordinary people call those people creative. Actually, everybody is creative. Even a baker, even a banker, even as I said, a farmer, whoever. And if you are really good with something, whatever you do, and you know how to put inspiration to that, and you are anyway, you work, inspires yourself, energize yourself, so you get more energy through your action.
I have a question for you.
Yep.
So you mentioned that you get the energy, and usually there's two ways of getting the energy. The joy of being in the state of drawing, jogging, whatever, right? So this is like lovely feeling. But also there's another path is when you get energy from people which say, wow, you are a great painter, right? So how often do people say to you, like, you're a great energy, like a great painter, and how much you get energized by that? How much people motivate you?
Every day.
Every day? Where is there, what was the most shittiest comment about your work you ever heard?
I never concern on dark side of life. I don't want to.
That's another drug,
The kind of that very ordinary comment is that it's just so simple, so easy. I can even my 5 years old kid can do that.
No.
Okay, do it.
Please do it.
But I think that I believe in that the hardest work in the world is to make simple things.
Absolutely. Simple things are great things.
And I try to be as simple as possible. And sometimes I'm succeeded, but not very often. Because good image, good artwork, good whatever, it must give one or two basic ideas, not too many, because your brain cannot take too many information. So the Buddha is only one or two basic ideas, and if you put more, it's already like kind of rhapsody or whatever.
What are your main ideas in the art?
I have one painting. The name of the painting is "Best Medicine is Joy," and I think it may be kind of representative of my basic idea. I try to share and grow joy. Try to realize how big is universe and how cold it is and how empty it is, and we live in the middle. And let's make the place where we're living more cozy, more funny, more lovely, more whatever you can imagine what is good for you, like fire, good food, good friends.
What drink would you recommend to drink while watching at your paintings by the fire?
The best liquid in the world, in our world, I believe that it's water. And let's start with water, and then we can maybe add some more ingredients like maybe, I don't know, alcohol, soda, apple, whatever.
Whatever people's
There are
choices are.
so many options, so it's a different story.
But tell me, when you started and you grew up and you thought that painting was something you enjoyed, but coming from Estonia and in these times like 80s and 90s, people have this kind of like, I'm myself, like, you cannot earn any living by painting, I cannot do this. Like, I hear so many times people give up on these dreams that I want to become a painter because there is no money in it, and nobody, because especially in Eastern Europe, I think people don't respect that kind of a living and earning. And how was that influence your life, and why didn't you give up on this dream of yours?
There is first thing what occurs is a question of survival. How to survive?
Yeah.
If you don't put too much energy on that question, how to survive, or you just do what you like. I was suffering very much. I was very hungry. Very hungry. It's not easy to stay at your positions when you're let's say like totally hungry and you're almost dying.
Yeah.
It's really hard. And I had so many friends who gave up. And to be successful, of course, it's every artist's desire. Not success like like everybody knows you, or selling painting or well-known name. Just I think that success is a much deeper thing. Mm-hmm. You must first be friend with yourself, then with the world, and if that is done, it's good side when you make business or whatever. You make living through being creative person. But I think that there are much more actually artistic people in the world as we think, because I believe in that most of the people who do their work professionally very good, they are artists, they are creative their way. And for example, nowadays we use very many different technical things, and actually the cost of the, let's say, whatever telephone or screen or car or plane, it's not a cost of material, it's not a metal, plastic, whatever. Actually the cost is realities. This is a creation. So we pay for people who thought it. Who thought it.
The engineers.
Yeah, engineers, artists, designers, architectures. And this is not only a bunch of different materials, it's a bunch of different ideas. You must trust yourself. And as I said to my sons, never do in your life things that you don't want to do. Just continue with only with those things what you like, even we say that love. And then no problem. Yeah, there are problems must be in your life, but problems keep your mind sharp.
Do you remember the first painting you sold?
First painting I sold, actually not, but I remember my first drawing I sold. I was maybe 12 years old, and I was drawing a huge eagle. Neighbor came to my room and he saw it. Oh my God, that's so great! I want to buy that. And I was like, how? How do you buy it? It's just drawing.
Yeah.
I never thought that this kind of thing can be sellable. We made agreements. Okay, 5 rubles.
That's not bad.
That's big money.
Yeah.
But pictures was actually very nice.
But actually, you mentioned a really good point that most of the people and make that they do not believe in their own skill.
Absolutely. But another, this is a nice story. You know, I was 12 years old. I sold my first drawing, but ask when I sold my second.
Let us ask.
Next up.
It was like, oh my God, 15 years later.
Really? I just remember a story that a friend of mine, she said like Navitrolla used to rent an apartment for us in Tallinn, the King family. And they said that you paid the rent with paintings sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes yes. Yeah, that's actually it's all those images. They're actually very valuable. They are almost like money.
Yeah.
But what is money? Money is a contract between mankind. Different labels or zeros on your bank account. Everything is money, you know. As in very old times when the agreement didn't exist yet, we just made change.
Creating values, exchanging the values.
So, and try to be good, and then you have enough, let's call it money.
What was the difference between the Heiki who didn't eat at all and the Heikis who started to become successful? What changed? So was a change or some drastic or energetic difference between those Heikis? So what was the difference? What did you make?
I was at those times I was very hungry for success, for women.
Excuse me?
More women.
God bless mankind.
I really like girls. And
Have you tried hot yoga?
kind of. Actually hungry for friends. Good friends. Because when you're sitting in your studio alone all the time, and when you're coming out, you want to be in the middle of action. But if you don't know anybody, then no action.
So what was this moment when you felt, I get it, now it grows, like now it's coming?
I think I was like 10 years old, honestly, because at that time everybody, you know, in the middle of relatives, all the time uncles, aunts start asking from little kids, oh, so what do you think that you're gonna be when you're grown up, blah, 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 blah. Okay, you go to army and you get married and you get kids. I say, no, I don't go to work. I never marry and I never go to army. And I understood that I would like to live differently, totally differently. But I didn't thought at that time that I can be an artist, because I was grown up in the countryside and I saw that maybe I can be kind of Mr. Man or forest man or whatever, forest brother. But this was the breaking point when I thought that I want to live that life differently. But years later, to realize that, damn, sounds like I must be an artist because I couldn't live differently. Just all the time, papers, drawing, painting, thinking about the images, and most important thing was that the images, they came into my head. My head was all the time full of different pictures.
And you needed to get them out.
Yep.
But how is your, like, I assume when I tell my parents I want to be a painter or I want to be an artist, they will say, no way, you must be a doctor or lawyer or something, whatever the profession is. How is you, and especially in the Soviet times where artist was like somebody like, no.
Normal people, normal parents never desire that their kid will be a bohemian somewhere and whatever. But actually, there are many ways to be an artist. It's good to be a bohemian. Don't think about what do you wear, what do you eat, no fancy living. But at other side, you live very fancy living. And you can dress very fancy way. You know, you don't just care what you wear, and you are happy. It's a really good position to be alive. And of course, when you're coming from countryside, very conservative way of thinking. And when I was a kid, everybody was happy. You see, little boy was drawing, so lovely to see that. But when I was already like 20 and more, damn, how long you drawing? Go to work.
Yeah,
exactly. This is my work. I tried to be many times student in art academy, and I wasn't succeeded. So finally I went to Tartu University to study geology.
You mentioned all those troubles. You were rejected also from the art school, and you were starving. People were telling you go to do a regular job. How did you keep your mind healthy in that? Because I imagine it's really easy to just quit everything and go to be a geologist or accountant or whatever, but you stayed in your path.
I liked physics, chemistry, mathematics. I really liked those, and I was only one who had 400 students. I was the only one who got only 5s. I was like, too poor.
Very smart.
After 2 years, I understood that this is not my life, because my future was scientist, businessman, whatever, good worker, whatever, because it is also really interesting thing. And I understood that I like the way of creating things, images, because they were visiting my head, and I couldn't find way out of that. And as I said before, being a painter, it's a very good way to understand the world. I create many new words, and when I'm comparing with my world where I'm living, I must say that this world is the best place to be.
So basically you are creating your own world and you're painting it to show to others also. How is your world like cows with 2 others and giraffes who are
there are no simple explanations, and I don't want actually never explain that, oh, this painting means this or that or that. Very roughly I can explain this way, that those images describing the world before or after mankind, because normally there are no human beings, but fishermen, but few left. And then the other part of the creation is before human beings. So it's interesting to play those games in your head.
If you look at these pictures, I mean, we see the fisherman as you go. Who is the one watching this picture? Who is the one who is like made this picture, like from the side of the picture, from inside of the picture?
That's an interesting thing, but it's like dream. When you're dreaming, when you're sleeping, you see those crazy films or pictures. It depends on person, but very often artists want to shock audience.
Yeah.
But I like to shock my audience that I'm not shocking.
Positive shock.
I'm describing some new possibilities.
You mentioned that you have these visions and you have sometimes the dreams and everything, right? Where you see these pictures, and I have to admit that you do have a really nice dreams. You know, a lot of nature, sculptures, and
but this is an interesting situation at the moment because first time in the history of mankind, more than half population living in artificial surroundings. So genetically and historically and emotionally, we belong to nature, and we really miss that.
You know, I heard a really nice story of a billionaire who had the same idea that people should return to the nature as you do through your paintings, and he put $2 million and he put it to the woods, and he described it in the poetry. I
heard that story. Yeah.
Until now, people are going there and looking, and that's amazing.
I do not tell you now the third eye stories or whatever. No.
We see the two other cows.
World is much more mysterious than that place.
Come to the mysterious. What do you mean? What is the most mysterious thing you ever thought of?
Every day when you open your eyes, it's a mysterious moment.
Where do I open the door?
And I like that. And when you close your eyes, another second mysterious moment.
Well, you have the second word coming, right? You have the what we see here.
So our everyday life is full of mysterious moments, especially when you're using brains, by the way, here.
You mean just between layers, right?
Those brains.
You like it. So can you give some hints how to use a brain? Like one hint, one of them is the most biggest hint. I mean, like, we all have to learn.
A friend of mine, Sven Kivisilnik, said that reading poetry is a brain's gym. And it's very helpful.
Tim Ferriss, who is an influential blogger and tester and human guinea pig, he also tells you need to read poetry because it's short, it's simple, and it gives food to your brain.
And it's very intensive.
What is your favorite poet?
Tons of those.
Do you know any poetry?
But I'm really bad with the names. Soviet period, we were supposed to learn Russian language, and I was studying like 10 years, and I even wasn't able to ask milk from shop because I hated Russians and the system. Not Russians, the system. The communism, stupid, lying, corrupted system. And suddenly I felt, I read Vladimir Mayakovsky. I started studying myself Russian to understand the poem, poetry. Then Pushkin, and then it came like
a flood.
Maybe I'm very sensitive person. Maybe I'm too sensitive. I don't know.
Now it's these soft topics that are coming back to the world because Jack Ma, who is the founder of Alibaba and AliExpress and one of the most powerful men in China and the world, he actually right now, I heard his speak that he told, teach your children the skills that you don't teach to robots, because there is no point of comparing yourself with robots, but these soft skills, make stuff by hand, painting, using the brains, that's the future.
Can we change the page now and come to the business part?
Oh,
do you mind?
Okay.
How it is like to be businessman from artist? Like, because you're definitely a businessman, you're doing the sales, you have this amazing place here, and you have the customers coming in, and you have to teach your people to work and to sell them, and the same way you have to create. So how is this feeling? Like, how do you mix these feelings, these two feelings?
Balance these things.
Yes.
Balancing is hard. It's really hard. Sometimes you like quit everything and say, I don't care about that shit anymore. But you know, we are social animals, and this is a part of the game. People like pay for art, because it's the only way to get art. And if you agree with the terms of the game, actually it's very simple. And this is not a bad game. This is not kind of cheating, you know, let's make big money. I have enough for living, but not enough for, I don't know, making real business. Very often I also have problems with ordinary bills and things like that. Once in a tax
office.
Office, they asked me that. So what's your plans for next year, and how many paintings you plan to paint and send to abroad, and how is your percentage?
Business.
And blah, blah, blah. And then I said that I plan next year rest and do nothing. But you must grow. You must make more galleries, and you must make more business. Why? You have to pay taxes more. I don't want to be the slave who pays all the time taxes.
I definitely know which is your most expensive painting. This is the one which you drew where you were like 12, which you sold 5 rubles.
Yeah, that's.
I'm eager to find it, to buy it, and to resell it. That's true. That's the most expensive painting. Eagle, yeah. But what is the most expensive you really sold? What was the price for that?
Maybe 100,000 euros, something like that. But those ideas are growing during the years, and they still produce. It's like, you know, pension.
It's like living.
And the funny thing is that I can really very easily communicate with people all around the world when I show my works, and they're very welcome everywhere. And that's a good thing.
Yeah. I have a question which I think asks every artist or every painter. How do you put a price tag on your paintings? How do you create? How do you think? Okay, this is worth €1. Oh, this is worth 100,000 euro.
If I'm not interested in selling, I put higher price.
Yeah.
But when I'm interested in selling, then price comes very quickly, more reasonable. It's very simple.
Okay, guys. So now the ones who are gonna come here buy the most expensive art, because that's the one he doesn't want to sell.
But if you wanna make really big money, then just try to be friends with rich people, and then you make bigger money. But then you also spend more.
What was your biggest sum you spent within one day?
Things are very, very contradictory. Maybe one day when you really do not have absolutely any money, and you were starving like 2 weeks, and then you get kind of let's say 20 euros, and you need it for your survival, but you buy a bunch of flowers and keep some of that. And this is most biggest sum you spend.
If we're talking about the price tags, back to the price tags, so there will be definitely artists watching this show, and some of those artists are going to be definitely starving, and they're thinking about how to sell these paintings. What would be your advice to artists?
First thing is you must be good what you do. You must work, and you must be very flexible. It doesn't mean that you lose yourself. Don't cheat yourself. Never cheat yourself, because was the biggest cheating in the world. Use different techniques, watch around, work, find friends, and believe in your art, because I was always believing in my art, because I believe in art like it is. Because art is everywhere, and art that makes our life, world, living better. There are so many artists, good artists. There are some of them are talented. I am not sure that I am talented.
But what do you think? Why you are successful? Is it because of talent, or because it's luck or hard work?
I made many courses to young people, and they never liked that story when I start talk about work. They always waiting stories about luck and how it happened. But it happened during years and years and years.
So I think this is a extremely important lesson to people, because most of us, we see in social media that everything comes fast, or overnight successes, or actually this. But
possible in New York or also other places like that. And if you want to be a good, well-known artist, don't stay in Estonia. Go out. Go to Shanghai. Go to Dubai. Go to New York. Go to Sao Paulo. These are places where there's a big money living, fantastic audience. Every megapolis is a possibility to do something really crazy stuff. But then you must also accept all other terms too. Your mental position. If you like that, no problem, do it. But I never put myself in that situation that, for example, 20 years ago, people said me that, oh yeah, you are so cool, come to London, let's do, yeah. And I worked with many very interesting people in London, and I was almost on that age that, oh, why not to go to abroad and do the same thing there. I liked Estonia. I like those people who are living here. This is a crazy atmosphere. This is an unconquered place in the world, and everything can happen here too, very easily. And it's good to create here. That's absolutely fantastic. And I take those megapolises and pull the ball anyway. Through internet, it's already done. There are no good recipes, and enjoy the process. And when bad things are coming, bad times are coming, it's also a part of the process. Suffering is good. It makes you
think.
Makes you smarter. You see shortcuts and everything, and anyway, however is your style or technique, you must look professional. Always. If you are not professional, quit it.
Artists usually are not so from business side. I've been talking to a few of guys from art, and what would be your marketing advices to the artists? How to market the paintings? Let's say they're professional, let's say they're talented, but they're from somewhere.
Communication.
Communication, just go and speak, right?
Show your works. However it comes out, just show what you do. And try to be all the time in the middle of the world.
Okay.
Everybody is watching you and believe in them.
So let's say there's a girl on Finland watching us right now, like saying, yes, okay, yes, I'm writing it down. So, well, how to show? What's the next step?
But don't be annoying. You are the sun. You give your energy to everybody, but don't burn them.
Yeah. So what are the steps? Like what this girl from Finland could do right now with the painting? So she understands, okay, I have to show it.
Get naked and shout something stupid.
Okay.
And if things start running and something start coming, you're not supposed anymore to be naked. So you can...
To yourself.
Yeah. But it's the first step.
So the first way is to be super expressive, right?
But this is, of course, metaphorical thing. So you must be crazy. Crazy people need everything what we see there. This is you must be crazy. If you are not crazy, you can be a cashier in a supermarket.
Whatever makes you happy. But again,
whatever. It's also we need those people too.
I have, I guess, number one question for every artist. So it is, who is your biggest, or what is your biggest inspiration?
As a person and as an artist, what really influenced me a lot is a Priit. He is really cool man, really cool artist, and really super nice person.
I would like to ask, like, when you are in your studio painting, right? So, what the atmosphere should be like, or you don't care, or is it every time the same? You like the music?
Different.
That's
sometimes Jimi Hendrix, press button. Sometimes very quiet classical music, or very often just listening talk shows from radio, stupid talk shows like that, because it's kind of gross, kind of bubble.
I know what you mean.
And
amazing.
And listening totally stupid, idiotic speech from radio, it inspires me.
Do you care, like, what people think about your art?
It's every creative person's desire to get feedback. Of course, I like positive emotions, and this is also part of my pictures to change people's minds and make them more happy. Not like stupidly happy, just happy. But sometimes I also paint very sad paintings, and let's be honest, the feeling for me is most desirable when I'm sad, but I'm actually more happy when I'm happy.
Let's underline that and put it on the screen. Captation. Heiki, what is your biggest fear?
I fear pain. Every kind of pain. And please don't hurt me.
You know, I have a fear. Like we do these big events and everything, and I have a fear that, you know, one day I have a dream sometimes that there will be 0 people on my events, right? That's my fear. Here we go.
I go to Mexico, for example, tomorrow, and I wake up somewhere in nowhere, and I don't know my name. Everybody call me Pedro, and I do not have money, and I cannot paint. That's
interesting. Do you know any doctors?
Couple. My mother is one. We can do that. We can arrange that.
That's
A few fast questions. Tartu or Tallinn?
I like Tartu.
A city or nature?
It's good to be in a city and go out sometimes, but I'm not this kind of nature boy living in the woods and eating snails and stuff.
Snails are good.
Snails are good.
Tartu snails are really good. Sex, drugs, or rock and roll?
Yeah. It's the right
Right order.
But yeah, sex is good.
The final, jazz or blues?
Take or and put and.
Jazz and blues. And sex and rock and roll. Caption. as we are really like enjoying what we are doing, and we really like when people give us feedback and really care for the people we are doing it for and for our people we are talking to, would you mind to have a dinner or lunch with one of our fans? One. Yes, one.
Yeah.
One.
Or maybe two if these are girls.
Yeah.
I'm kidding now. Who knows? But anyways, let's say, what would you say if these people like who will paint anything or draw just on the paper anything and put that to the comments, and you could choose one of those, would take a part of this kind of a lottery or like participate in this like sharing?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. So we have a mission. Take a paper, draw anything, double cow, eagle, whatever you like, however big you want, and be creative. Do not try. Be creative.
Yeah, and send the link or leave it in the comments the link so we can see them. And then Heiki, when he's back from Mexico, if he's not Pedro or Jose at that time, we hope not, we'll take the time and look and comment and we will let you know. But again, like Heiki, thank you for your time and for your wisdom that you shared. Yeah.